YouTube Fit family. I'm back. Woo! You already know who it is. Your new fitness fanatic. It's your man, King Lip. And I've been gone for a minute. Couple weeks. But in the land of YouTube, that's like a million years. At least it feels like that to me. I just want to say, I really realized that anybody doing YouTube on a part-time, full-time basis, I just commend anybody doing YouTube. This takes a tremendous amount of work. I mean, trying to balance a full-time job, family, training clients, because I'm a personal trainer as well. And, you know, Chris Jones said it best. You know, he loves bodybuilding lifestyle, loves things about working out, but he's a trainer first. I totally agree with that. So my clients get a priority as well. Then trying to put YouTube videos together, give you guys great content, editing, dealing with commercial gyms, hating on you trying to train. It's so many different things that go on. So anybody doing YouTube, I just give you that hella salute because it's not easy. And you also have to, you know, time management, sleep deprivation, editing, if you want a reasonable edit, lighting, trying to get everything together, just everything that encompasses putting a great YouTube video together with some great content is just hella difficult, time consuming. And so again, anybody doing it, I commend you. So with that being said, my welcome back topic is discussing just that. Should you train when you're tired? Should you train when you're tired? Well, before we talk about it, look at that Kylo Ren shirt. Ooh. Yeah, I'm a bit of a Star Wars nerd. I love my Star Wars. Anyway, should you train when you're tired? Now, you'll have a lot of guys out here telling you, man up, beast moded. But I'm here to give you some truth to that. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about fatigue, being tired, not laziness, not choosing to do something else other than training, or not decide, nah, man, I'm just going to do this or do that and not training. I'm talking about fatigue or you're tired. What should be a breaking point? So we're going to talk about, first I'm going to give you guys 4 considerations to think about why you're tired or fatigued when considering training. Then I'm going to give you my opinion on that. Then I'm going to send you on your way. So we first talk about training. You got to think about how many hours of sleep you've had. Have you had 4 hours? Can you operate on 6? Can you operate on 8? Some people need the full 8 hours. Some people don't. Some people only need the 4 hours, only need the 6 hours. It just depends. Really think about how long you need to feel refreshed, to feel energized, to feel like yourself. Now, that's not to say if you don't get that full set of hours, you can't train, but we're talking about optimal conditions for you and your body to really maximize your training session. That's number 1. Number 2, we're going to talk about what do you do as an occupation? Is your job or the activity at your job rigorous? Do you sit at a desk? Are you in a cubicle? Is your job outdoors? Are you dealing with the elements? Are you indoors, moving around, lifting heavy things, moving equipment? What is your job occupation? What's the activity? Is that gonna, so that you can think about, is that gonna play a factor on you getting rest and you being able to train? Third thing you want to consider is your training split. Now, how many days are you training? Are you training every day of the week? Are you trying to train every day of the week? Are you training 3 days a week? Are you pushing yourself to train more? Do you feel like you're getting everything out of your training session based on the training split you have? You have to also consider that. And my 4th consideration is supplementation. What are you taking? Are you supplementing caffeine and pre-workout with a bunch of stems in it to get through these workouts majorly? Or are you just using them as needed because you are getting that time? You got to really think about those 4 things. So with that being said, here's my opinion about it. Now, me personally, I operate on 6 hours of sleep. 4 to 6, it just depends. That's based on my occupation and what I do 4 to 6 hours of sleep allow me to feel great, and I can go in there and accomplish what I need to. Now, that's not to say, hey, if I don't get 6 hours, I can't train, but I have to gauge that, hey, at 6 hours, I know I'm the best. Where am I not the best? Let's say I only got 2 hours or 3 hours. And and I get up and I know I don't feel myself. I'm not training. I'm not training fatigued. Another reason, another consideration for the sleep factor is, let's say I didn't get my 4 hours. I didn't get my 6 hours. I got somewhere in between. Let's say I got 4 hours. And I get to the gym and I do a set. I do 2 sets. I do 3 sets. I do 4 sets, and I'm still not feeling myself. I'm feeling tired. I'm feeling exhausted. Everything's feeling heavy. I'm stopping what I'm doing and I'm getting out of there. I'm not going to train under sleep deprivation. It's not healthy. I don't care what they tell you guys, telling you to man up, beast up. You may hurt yourself. You may miss the weight and drop it on your foot. You may not push it off the bar right. You may miss putting even amount of weights or plates on your barbell. You may get the wrong dumbbells. I've been in situations where I've seen guys super tired in the gym. They got a 35 or 40. It's not healthy to go in the gym deprived of your sleep. Work activity. That's another thing. Depends on your job. Me personally, I've worked for the fire department as a paramedic. I've worked security at a casino. I've worked for the airlines. I worked for the railroad. Yeah, I'm Jamaican man. Boomba cloud man. Many jobs man. And a lot of those jobs, besides the crazy hours of sleep, they were also very, very involved with my energy level. So you have to decide, if you've really worked a 10-hour or a 12-hour day, how much energy do you have left to give? If your 12-hour day was easy or laid back, or you could conserve really being aggressive about your energy levels, by all means train. But if after you've gotten off of work and you know you're fatigued, go home, get some rest. Now, a lot of you guys are still gonna go to the gym. Again, the rule of thumb is, if you get in the gym and you've done a couple of sets and you really see that what you were trying to accomplish there is not gonna happen, that means go home, because you're only cheating yourself and it's non-productive. Your body's not up for it. You're not gonna all of a sudden miss some gains for a day or two of not training. Fourth thing about supplementation. Now, I agree with pre-workouts. I take them. I take BCAAs. I drink Monsters occasionally. I drink coffee. But I don't use those as a crutch whenever I'm tired. Now, yes, if you're having one of those days where you know you have a little energy but you're slightly fatigued and you want to train, sure, you can do it, but don't make it a habit. If your training splits 3 or 4 days a week and you are using a pre-workout or caffeine supplementation every single day, then you probably need to take one of those days off and get some rest. And that go ahead and I'm combining training split and supplementation because they kind of go hand in hand. So let's talk about training split. Now, if you're a person that isolates your body parts and you know for that week you have not been getting A, ample rest, and B, work's been kicking your ass, you know that you're gonna have to maybe take a day off if your training split's crazy, or modify your training splits. Let's say you do a 4-day on, 3-day off, or you do a 5-day on, 2-day off, and you isolate each body part. Now, instead, you might have to do supersets, combine some body parts, chest and back together, shoulders and arms together, give leg day its own isolated day, things like that, in order to fit those things in and get a proper training regimen. Also, you want to be able to make sure your stems work. If you overstim, not only can you get sick or over fatigued, or they make you dizzy, lightheaded, but your body starts to adapt and then they don't work anymore. So now you're chasing that sensation to get you up, to get you ready, to get you amped for the gym from a phase you're supposed to be using occasionally, and now it's not working. So now you failed again in trying to get in the gym or force yourself in the gym. Remember, you can't force it, people. So let's take a small review. and I'll let you guys go. So, hey, you got to get ample sleep. 8 hours is optimal, but whatever you function on at your highest optimal rate, try to get that. If you aren't getting that more days in a week than not, then get a day off where you get a full day's rest. Take a day off from the gym and then go back and hit it hard. There's nothing wrong with that. Same thing with consideration with your work environment. 8 hours, 9 hours, 10, 12. If you can reserve your energy through your work day, great. And you're slightly tired, sure. Go ahead, bang it out, get you a good workout in. If that becomes more than 1, 2, 3, or 4 days in a row, and you know you need to change that up, do so. Maybe you don't go to the gym if you're working 3 12-hour shifts in a row. Maybe you go on the days you're only working 10 hours. Maybe if every day is 12 hours, you figure, okay, can I work out in the morning? Or can I balance getting more sleep to give me the energy to train in the gym? Remember, guys, it's not an easy concept to train fatigued or know when not to train. A lot of guys will tell you just power through it, but to me it's counterproductive when you can't accomplish a goal in the gym to your fullest potential because your body's just not rested enough to do it. You have to get ample rest. You have to balance that with your work environment. You have to balance that and be able to modify your training split based on what kind of sleep you got for the week and what your work, what do you do for a job or an occupation. And finally, supplementation. By all means, use it as a backup, but not so much so as a crutch where you become super dependent or it makes you ill or your body gets used to it. So remember, you can train and you can train tired, but you can't train fatigued. It's just not smart. So guess what? Thanks for having me back, guys. But I got work to do. And so do you. So get to it. Get dirty doing it. But most importantly, it's your man, King Leo, telling you, get it done.